A team of instructors and mentors from Wesleyan University came to Salt Lake City on an invitation from the Utah State University's Gear Up program. They came with a mission: to boldly take incoming ninth graders where few have gone before.
Next step, figure out how you want to manipulate your variables. Anything is possible. If you have an idea about what you want to do with your data, we can help you do that, okay? And we can do that with these kinds of logic statements. If, then, that kind of thing.
The team would guide young learners from underrepresented communities to conduct original research using statistical software from SAS.
We've never brought this program to ninth graders before. Wasn't sure how well it would work, but we thought it was a great idea to give it a try.
So these students come from different backgrounds. We have some refugee students, students from multiple schools. They are all Gear Up students, and the Gear Up program is to help us gain early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs.
It is a federal educational initiative. The primary mission is to increase equity and access on the part of underrepresented groups to get into institutions of higher learning.
Passion-Driven Statistics was created at Wesleyan University with funding from the National Science Foundation. Students create their own research projects, following their passion while developing analytical skills in data analysis.
I consider doing this with ninth graders because I feel like our kids are smart and they can do anything we really give them an opportunity to do.
We're excited about hearing about your research question, what the variables you chose are, and how you might think they're related. So who's got the research question they want to tell us about? It's more than just teaching traditional statistics. It's really about getting students excited about data and excited about answering their own questions with data.
Discussing the relationship between whether or not you were born in the United States and whether that or not it'll affect you going to college.
Okay, great. So whether or not you were born in the United States and how that might be related to your likelihood or your belief in your likelihood to go to college. I love it. Great.
You know, we say, what are you passionate about? And that allows you to escape from the I can't, I don't think I can, I don't want to. It really allows you to say, what am I interested in? And I think through that angle, you can do anything. You really can pursue questions and try to find the answers. You know, we throw in statistics, we throw in a program like SAS or Stata or whatever it may be, but those are things that help you get to your answer. And so I think that's what's ingenious about it, is that you start with a question. We don't come in and say, oh, this is going to be a statistics class and we're going to teach you all of these things and all of this terminology. It's really about, we're going to help you answer a question. And I think flipping it in that way, that it's about an individual, and it's about that individual's question, and how do we all help each other get there. That's unique to me.
Statistics is commonly taught as a sequence of concepts to be learned for an exam. This is an approach that leaves many students behind.
I think if you're just not the kind of person that wants to memorize things, then by the time you're done with school, you don't feel like you were any good. You know, you consistently were outperformed on these tasks that have absolutely nothing to do with the real world, right? No professional is told, okay, now go design a building, you can only use your pencil and your paper, you have an hour, you can't Google anything, and you can't check any of your textbooks. It's completely unrealistic. But the kids don't know that. The kids are listening to the adults thinking, this is how it has to be, this is the way it is, this is the way it's supposed to be.
What we're going to do today is called data management. Setting up the data in a way that answers your question is really critical, and it's where all the very interesting decisions get made, and so that's what we're going to do today.
Using survey data from massive studies, students code with software from SAS, Python, Stata, or R, and present the results through poster presentations. They acquire powerful new skills while enhancing their confidence with data.
Some data had to be collapsed, if not everything would have been quantitative.
Published studies have shown that following the project-based experience, students are more likely to report an interest in conducting future research when compared to students enrolled in a traditional statistics course.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to want to do more research on this. Yeah? Yeah, I bet you are.
Project-based learning is about getting it wrong before you get it right, and getting it wrong as many times as you need to before you get it right. And I really think that's an incredibly effective way, not just to expose students to ideas or skills, but to make them stick in the long run.
Mine is the association between country of origin and age of migration.
I think we rely too much on one exposure to a particular discipline, one exposure to a particular idea or a particular curriculum, and that kind of approach is not empowering our students at all. By the time they get access to that skill again or are asked to demonstrate their knowledge, it's gone. Okay, so how do you think behavior might affect your feelings about the future?
Passion-driven statistics was created for undergraduate students, but Professor Durker's team was determined to see how far this model for learning could be taken and how broadly it could be applied beyond the college environment.
So we're going to narrow those questions down today. We're going to do some data management of them, and we'll pull them together. That sounds like a great question. I absolutely love it. I have a confidence in this approach, this idea that if you put kids in charge and you support them in their learning and allow them to guide it, that it can be very successful. And that ultimately, beyond having kids that know stuff, you're actually going to have kids that want to learn more.
In 2016, passion-driven statistics was first tried with high school students from underrepresented communities. And this year, the team traveled to Utah to run one-week programs in both Ephraim, Utah and Salt Lake City to try the course with students entering 9th grade and enrolled in the Gear Up program.
The Gear Up students that we work with, a lot of them are first-generation students. Both parents are working and they're having to take care of siblings, and they don't have the same opportunities to invest in themselves. They're focused on caring for their family or trying to make ends meet. Having Gear Up, it has given them an opportunity to see themselves on a college campus. So we help provide those opportunities to help break down that barrier.
Kids in college are doing this, and it was kind of like this kind of spark that was like, ooh, I'm doing something most kids don't do.
Though 9th graders have not been exposed to many mathematical concepts expected of college students, they often share the same fear and frustration with learning math. Yet 9th graders may be more open to learning because they've not failed at math in the way many college students may have, and so they're open to new ideas.
Whenever people talk about coding, I always kind of think like, ooh, that's a nerd. But I learned about it this course, and I learned a lot, and I really liked it. It was really fun. It was really interesting to me. I never really knew how to code or like really what it was, but I like it now.
It was fun because like we were able to choose what we were interested in instead of here's what I'm interested in, do it.
They gave us 51 sheets of data, and they were like, okay, choose your own topics, and it was really nice because we got to choose something that we wanted to do, not something we were forced to do.
What are your topics and how do you think they're related?
The things that I looked up was if you felt depressed and what grade level you were in, and I think the higher of a grade you are, like 7th, 8th, 9th, 12th, the more depressed you feel.
It'd be kind of boring if they chose a topic for you because you'd be researching something you weren't really interested in. But when I chose something I felt more freedom and that it'd be more fun too.
We had to tell the computer where to go and where to pull up the questions. And then we had to tell it what to ignore, like when they refuse or when they couldn't answer, it didn't really help us.
And then you put that data into coding and you get results, then you separate the data that you don't need. And then it's a lot of steps, but it's really, really fun. Yeah.
Aquí enseña los hombres y las niñas. El verde sería los niños que están, que tienen depresión. Y fíjate cuánto es. Y luego fíjate a las mujeres. Pero si divides este porcentaje entre niños y niñas, la mayoría son niñas.
The summer session ends with a poster session where each student shares their story with visitors and with each other.
And with mine, the people that are physically fit enjoy life more than the people that aren't. And I was able to show it in a bar graph instead of me just saying it. I was able to put it in the code and then put it in the bar graph.
I have a lot of friends who have broken families, Some of them are depressed, and I've known some of my friends have tried to commit suicide, and it's kind of, a topic that I'm close to.
Females are 57% and males are 53%.
We're saying, hey, look, you can solve problems, and not only can you solve problems, but you can communicate that solution to people, and you can have an expertise that an adult doesn't have. Having the kids explain things to adults and explain what they did and how they did it, it's very empowering. It's very empowering.
I did mine on the association between paid labor and the desire to go to college among adolescents.
If we don't give these students opportunities to succeed or try something hard or push them, they're never going to know if they can, and you give them these opportunities and they'll soar if you let them.
For future directions, I'd say if this study was continued, I would like to investigate the skill sets required to go to college, because it's not just desire.
It depends on the career I get. Like right now I'm into astronomy, so I'll have to know a lot of science and math for that, and coding.
As girls growing up, we're categorized into being like, oh, you're supposed to clean the kitchen, and you're supposed to let the men go to work and come back, and you're supposed to have everything ready for them. And so I think pushing that boundary is really what puts girls into this power mode and makes them go into all these things, and I think that's really good for us.
14.81% of the sample responded no, while 85.19% responded yes.
Interesting. So among adolescents, only about 14% weren't able to pick out who they want to hang around with. That'll be interesting when we look at the relationship.
Some teachers may find the idea of enabling their students to conduct original research daunting. But this course is designed for newcomers. Everyone is a learner, including teachers. Passion-driven statistics works for any level of experience for both teachers and students.
To those teachers, I would say welcome. No matter what your background is, no matter how many years you taught, if you never taught before, welcome to the space where it's okay to come as you are. Welcome to a space where it's okay to have questions and it's okay to say, I don't know. That's what this space is about, that's what this course is about, and that's our mission.
Passion-driven statistics includes 15 hours of video lessons and supporting materials. It's been adapted for virtual learning on several platforms, including Coursera. Best of all, it's free for teachers and learners worldwide.
The future is coming sooner than expected. I'm already in high school and I'm not prepared for it.
Contact us to find out how to bring passion-driven statistics to your school or college.
I think so often we wait to give students the great experiences, the insightful experiences, the fun experiences, the hands-on experiences until they've gone through years and years and years of education. I think what that creates is a lot of academic roadkill.